AITA for not wanting to lend my coworker my lunch because they always eat my food without asking. Hey everyone, I'm in need of some advice. I'm not sure if I'm being an asshole or not. So I thought I'd come here to get some input from others. I work in an office with a small team. We usually all bring our own lunches to work. And we have a small kitchen with a fridge and a microwave. It's a pretty laid-back environment, and everyone gets along well. That is, except for one coworker. Let's call her Frankie. Frankie is a nice enough person, but she has this habit of eating other people's food without asking. At first, I didn't think much of it. I figured she was just forgetful or didn't have enough food of her own. But then it started happening more and more frequently. The first time I noticed it was when I brought in some chips for lunch. I put them in the fridge and went to the bathroom. When I came back, half of them were gone. I asked around the office, and sure enough, Frankie had taken them. I didn't say anything at the time, but I made a mental note to keep an eye on my food in the future. Over the next few weeks, I started noticing that my food was disappearing more and more frequently. Sometimes it was just a handful of chips. Other times it was a bite of my sandwich or a spoonful of my soup. I started getting annoyed by it, but I still didn't say anything. Then, one day, I brought in a really nice sandwich. I had spent the morning preparing it, and I was looking forward to it all day. I put it in the fridge and went to the bathroom, and when I came back, it was gone. I was furious. I asked around the office again, and sure enough, Frankie had taken it. At that point, I decided enough was enough. I didn't want to be confrontational, so I didn't say anything to Frankie directly. But the next day, when she asked if she could borrow some of my lunch, I said no. I told her that I didn't have enough to share, even though I did. I know it sounds petty, but I just couldn't bring myself to let her take my food again. Frankie seemed a bit put off by my response, but she didn't say anything else. I thought the problem was solved, but now I'm starting to feel guilty about it. I know that sharing is the right thing to do, and I don't want to be mean to her. But at the same time, I feel like she's not respecting my boundaries. And it's not fair for her to keep taking my food without asking. So, that's where I'm at. AITA for not wanting to lend my coworker my lunch. On the one hand, I feel like I should be more generous and understanding. On the other hand, I feel like Frankie's behavior is not okay, and I need to stand up for myself. I'm really torn, and I could use some advice. The thing is, I don't know why Frankie keeps taking my food. She has her own lunch, and I've seen her bring in plenty of food before. It's not like she's starving or anything. I've tried dropping hints, like saying, I don't have much food today, so I need to make it last. But she doesn't seem to get the message. I've thought about talking to her directly, but I don't want to make things awkward between us. We have to work together every day, and I don't want to create tension. But at the same time, I don't want to keep feeling frustrated and angry every time I see her take my food. It's not fair to me. And it's not fair to the other coworkers who have also noticed her taking their food as well. I've talked to some of my other coworkers about this. And they all seem to be in agreement that Frankie's behavior is not okay. But they're also not sure what to do about it. Some have suggested leaving notes in the fridge or labeling our food. But I'm not sure if that will solve the problem. I'm just not sure what to do at this point. On the one hand, I don't want to be the person who's stingy with their food and doesn't share. But on the other hand, I feel like Frankie's behavior is crossing a boundary and it's not fair for me to keep giving in to it. I feel like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. So, Reddit, I need your help. AITA for not wanting to lend my coworker my lunch. Should I just let it go and continue to share my food with her? Or should I stand my ground and refuse to lend her anything until she learns to respect my boundaries? I'm open to any and all advice.